Hey, Laura J, waiting for my coffee to get heated, and I'm a little heated, not actually, but metaphorically and also figuratively, because I am the figure in view, and I want to say to you that I was listening to Franco Collins again, and the seminar broke down in 4 parts that has been really informative. And he was saying we must get our house in order, which we've all heard. Now, I, being one who breaks down words and who in the email I sent out last week about prefixes and suffixes in relation to noia, which is subject for another message, I learned the table or appendix of prefixes that go before the word. And so I thought, wait a minute, I've become quite infused, or I want to say obsessed, yet I also can rest with it. Therefore, that is not the best descriptor for me, but I am enthralled with the concept of the imperfect usufruct, which is basically where usus, fructus, and abusus are present, which is the ability to use another's property, the ability to profit from that property that another owns and has lent to you, or let you use. And then abusus is where the imperfect, I'm perfect, usufruct, is then turned into an abusive system. And as one who has always been very much an activist, without needing to have a label to bring me into any one lane specifically, other than to say, people need to know how to stand for themselves, and I've always been willing to stand for the underdog, so to speak, without dogs being part of the equation, though I do love dogs. Verbal masturbation aside, let's get back. The power and control wheel was always part of the training that I've taken at women's shelters where I volunteered, or in the domestic violence course that I took, or any of the other courses at Fanshawe College that I took as part of a training program to make myself look better on paper, and to also gain skills that I could use within the social services that then, with everything that I've been through, I've stepped away from doing professionally, because I see there to be a more pressing matter at hand, which is this imperfect usufruct that is also ultimately going to fruct us all if we don't step up. And so that was when then Frank said about putting your house in order, or getting your house in order. And then I thought, well, use is there. What does ho mean before the word? And it actually means to let. I wish I could better articulate the other descriptors for it. But we also have don't be a hoe as an expression, right? And that is where then the prostitute archetype comes in, where we all have a sacred and scared side of the archetype. And so I just wanted to share in this message today that may seem to have gone nowhere. Then we see that nowhere is now here when the space is changed within the word. So even my man is slightly confused as to what I'm trying to imply with this recent discovery, which means I need to break it down so that we no longer drop a knee. And that is when we get to be ourselves fully, without needing to take on a status that would convert us in the name of becoming more, when the truth is we are enough as we are. Not everyone will like us as we are, especially when we're a truth teller, a status that is not actually in our best interest, or mine specifically. Therefore, I'll simply say I am a woman who values the truth above being liked. So I don't necessarily go with the flow of this politically correct environment that is actually corrupting and polluting the minds, hearts, bodies, and souls of those who are here and no longer feel whole because we feel like we need to be more or are less because of what we don't have, when the truth is when we are able to be ourselves without the need to get more and have more and do more, then we can see that we don't need to be more than we are. We just need to actually stand in honor and do what is required, which is to bring forward the heart song that is in us uniquely, as this message to you, I trust, is of me. It came to me and now through me, and whatever your equivalent is, bring that to the world, please. See that the only difference between the world and the word are love or lies, and we get to choose which side we're going to feed. Will it be faith or will it be fear? These are the things we need to hear so that we can then feel instead of fear. I hope this serves you. I'd love to know what it means to you, for you. Please do leave a comment down below. Please know, Laura J. sends your love. Peace. Sends my love. You is second person. I is first person. It, them, they, things are third person. He, she, that's third person reference. That's a third person pronoun. So with all of the bastardization of our concept of self, please know that third person means you're talking about someone that doesn't necessarily include the I that I see when I look at the screen and see me. So we can go deeper, and I know there will be people who don't like this, but you know, in the scheme of things, we gotta snap out of it in order to get back to being real, which is when the I plus the T of the cross that marks where we stopped trying to be other than we are replaces the ideation that we need to be anything other than we are, and then we can just be ourselves, and that's where the mark stops what used to be the way we bonded through dysfunction and stepped into function. Peace. Officially.